Onward just proved that Ian and Barley are another great Pixar duo, and I thought it would be fun to kind of dive in and talk about my top 10 favorite Pixar duos. So let's strap in, guys. Thank you guys again so much for watching this. If you guys are new here, make sure to hit that like and subscribe. And if you love Pixar, geeky, and of course movie content, I talk about it all the time on a daily basis over here. And make sure also as well to comment down below and let me know what your guys' favorite Pixar duos of all time are. So without further ado, let's get started. At my number 10, might be a little bit of a cheat, but it's the circus crew from Bug's Life. Maybe it's not a duo, but it is a team, and it's one of my favorite elements of Bug's Life is that whole circus crew. Whether it's Flick trying to just control them or PT Flea just trying to get them all together, all of them really come together in such a fabulous light, and really they're one of the big shining spots of Bug's Life. Of course, coming in at my number 9 is going to be Lightning McQueen and Tow Mater. Now, I've already said this, that if you've checked out my ranking already, I think the second and third Cars film are okay, but the first one is a really charming film, and I think their relationship in there and the way that Mater's able to humble Lightning McQueen in his character arc is one of my favorite things about the whole entire movie, and I think them as a duo together really much fundamentally work for the movie and really are one of the strongest parts about it. I could have easily even thrown in Doc Hudson and McQueen as being that other duo too, but I decided to throw in Mater because I think he's a major part of his change. Now, my number 8 is the brand new film Onward, Ian and Barley. I love their dynamic with one another. I think Chris Pratt and Tom Holland are great voice performers in here, and they really bring both these characters to life in such a fabulous way, and also in a little bit of a magical way. There's something about them that really you feel the chemistry coming off the screen between one of them. And this brother story that I've already said, I love how Frozen, how it dealt with siblings in there and really how sisters were able to interact. And I think Onward's going to be able to do the same thing for brothers and in general just siblings. And I think what Ian and Barley really go through with this journey to get their dad back to life is just one of the most hard-hitting emotional parts of it. And there are certain revelations that, of course, I don't want to get into due to spoilers, but I think there is a way and a reason that Onward will move up a little bit higher on this list down the road. I mean, my number 7 is going to be Marlin and Dory. That first adventure in Finding Nemo to go find his son is one of the most adventurous journeys I've ever had under the sea. It's one that really took me by storm when I was younger, and it's always been really prevalent inside my head of just how Marlin kind of comes out of his shell, especially from the opening events of the original Finding Nemo, and the way that Dory's able to bring him out of that shell and really take him on this adventure to save Nemo. Or Elmo, whatever Dory's thinking that day. I just think it's wonderful the way that their chemistry is working on all cylinders, and it's just one of the movies that puts a big smile on my face every single time I see them both together. And my number 6 is going to be Carl and Russell. Now, I almost put Carl and Ellie, but I think Up story is kind of showing the grief process of a man and really coming out of your shell after having such a horrible event come after you. Seeing how Russell's able to bring him out of his shell and take him on this adventure, and really how they're able to dynamics are really going through this whole entire epic of a movie is just quite unique. It's quite wonderful, and it's really one of those movies that really works in every way. And the way that Russell is wanting a father figure and the way that Carl is able to be that for him, it's really just so special. And every single time it gets to that ending of Carl putting that badge on Russell, it just puts big tears in my eyes. Before we get to my top 5, guys, make sure to comment down below. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Do you guys like this list? Did you not? Let's discuss it. Let's hear what your ranking is, what your top 10 would be for the Pixar duos. And thank you guys again so much for watching this. If you guys are new here, hit that like and subscribe button. Head on over to Sandwich on Films on how to see films early. And of course, just a big thank you to you and a big thank you to my Patreon supporters, because without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. And on my number 5 is going to be Remy and Alfredo Linguini. If I didn't have Remy from Ratatouille or Linguini in here, it wouldn't be a Pixar duo list, because the way that they are able to work off one another is one of the most indescribable things if you were to tell someone about this movie without them seeing a trailer or anything like that. It could sound a little bit stupid, but it works. It makes you hungry in the process, and their teamwork that works together makes the dream work. And that might sound a little bit cheesy, but it actually works for that manner. And I love how their friendship is able to develop with one another throughout the whole entire movie. And really, I think this is one of the most adult films yet when it comes to a Pixar film. Coming in at my number 4 is one of my favorite romantic sci-fi films of all time, and that is WALL-E. And of course, I gotta mention Eva. Their relationship in here is beautiful. And I think the scene that really sticks out to me for the most is when they're out in space floating around it's just beautiful. It's touching. And while not everyone loves a lot of the silent film aspect, that's my favorite part personally. I think the issue that many people have with this film is the way that the second and third act really take it with the environmental stuff, but it never really bothered me. They still felt like the crux of the whole entire film, and the fact that Pixar was able to actually create this movie was just superb. Of course, coming in my number 3, it's gonna be Mike and Sully. Why wouldn't I have these in my top 3? I mean, Mike and Sully are they're the two best friends that are living together that really will look after one another no matter what is going on. Whether Mike doesn't agree with Sully with Boo and the whole Boo event, or maybe Sully kind of telling him to come to an understanding. You can kind of get where both of them are coming from, and also understanding that they're both going to be there for each other till the very end. And especially the way that their friendship really develops throughout the whole course of Monsters, Inc. And even looking at Monsters University, the way that they were able to become friends is really one of the most touching aspects, and kind of makes me relate to some of my best friends. My number 2, kind of a cheat. Also, just like the circus crew, I had to have the Incredibles family all together because their dynamics work with one another, just firing on all cylinders, and the way that they're able to bring such a big smile to your face while at the same time just having a blast with them, seeing all their different powers, the way that they're finally teaming up towards the end of this film, and also just feeling like you're a part of the family makes it even more irresistible. And I don't know how Brad Bird pulled it off, but he did. Of course, my number 1, it's probably the most obvious duo of all time in Pixar films. I mean, if you're new to this channel, you probably don't know how much I love these films. If you're not new, you probably already know that I love Toy Story. And yeah, my number 1 is Buzz and Woody. Why wouldn't I have them as my number 1? That's the freaking question. I mean, would it have been? It would have been a twist, like an M. Night Shyamalan twist, if I didn't have them at my number 1 because of how much I love their characters. I love Buzz and Woody. I love the dynamics that kind of take them through. I love the story quest that they go through about it, and I think their friendship ties up so nicely in 4 because Buzz kind of understands like where Woody's coming from. The rediscovery of Woody, kind of understanding where he must go in life, is one of the most touching aspects about Toy Story, and I just can't get enough of this movie. I can't get enough of pretty much any of these Toy Story films, but this is the one that has always stuck out to me the most, and this duo in general is what makes the Toy Story franchise what it is. It's touching, it's heartfelt, and it truly is what the meaning of "you've got a friend in me." Thank you guys again so much for watching this video. If you guys are new here, again, hit that like and subscribe button, comment down below, let me know what your guys' favorite Pixar duos are, and thank you guys again just so much for watching this. It really means the world to me. Look out for a bunch of newer content coming up soon. I'm heading out to South by Southwest soon. That'll be fun. And of course, guys, until next time, stay classy.